Welcome, brother. So the phrase or the question, however it's framed, how long can you last in bed, is often joked about, is often boasted about, and of course lied about among men. Jokes about premature ejaculation or the 2-pump and 3-pump wonder are everywhere. And men who can't last for very long are often shamed and ridiculed by both men and women. You've probably internalized a lot of these feelings if this is something that you deal with. And if you are in the early stages of your reboot, you're far from being the only one who struggles with it. I want you to know that. So today I want to clear up some of the misinformation and misconceptions surrounding things like premature ejaculation. In the YouTube app, go to notifications and turn on subscriptions. In the settings, go to notifications and scroll to the YouTube app and allow notifications. See, most of the time when brothers struggle with porn-induced erectile dysfunction, they're given the same tired advice from professionals. And these professionals often aren't really able to diagnose the issue. They can't truly treat you for it. See, most doctors still have a difficult time understanding the science or even accepting the science that's behind pornography addiction. They don't have much experience with the reality of the issue. And often it's seen as a very simple problem with a simple solution, right? Sometimes they just tell you, well, why don't you just stop watching porn and reduce the amount of times you masturbate? And this is quite frustrating because you've probably already tried this multiple times, right? That's not even where your porn-induced erectile dysfunction stems from anyway. The issue is that you're not in the right mental place to get or to maintain an erection and to have sex. That's the real problem you're dealing with. So I'm going to clear up some misconceptions and some misunderstandings, and I'm gonna share about 10 facts about lasting longer in bed. The first one is that men who struggle with an out-of-control behavior with porn, sex, or masturbation need to address their insecurity. This isn't the easiest thing to accept about yourself, but listen, it's true, right? It was true for me as well. Men who struggle with an out-of-control behavior with pornography are insecure. And if you want to fix your problem with PIED or premature ejaculation, you need to accept the fact that it stems from a place of insecurity before you can make any progress. The second thing is you need to get realistic about sexual performance in order to fix this problem. So men who struggle with performance anxiety, which is related to PIED or premature ejaculation, often hold themselves up to unrealistic expectations. Now, according to the Journal of Scientific Medicine, a woman's orgasm is actually dependent upon how long penetration lasts. And at the same time, that same issue reveals that foreplay lasts an average of about 18 minutes and sex lasts an average of about 16. So it's safe to say that expecting yourself to last an hour is just unrealistic. So 15 minutes or more is more realistic, right? The third point is that foreplay begins before you even get naked. So foreplay is part of the sexual experience. If you want to make sure a woman has a better chance of having an orgasm though, you need to realize that foreplay does begin before you get naked. Like, start with foreplay before she's even undressed if you want to increase her pleasure. And when you incorporate foreplay, it gives you a chance to kind of get yourself going. It buys you time. The fourth point is switching up positions, boys. So switching up positions can help you last longer. You don't need to pump away in the same position for the entire time, because realistically, you'll probably keep yourself from lasting longer by doing this. So what you want to do is you want to switch up positions a few times during that 15 minutes to help you last longer. If you're going at it and you're about to climax, you're about to orgasm, just switch up positions before that so you can kind of keep going. The fifth is that you need to get your testosterone levels checked, brothers. Getting your testosterone levels checked is crucial if you're having a difficult time with your performance in bed. Oftentimes I find that a man who struggles with porn-induced erectile dysfunction today, in this day and age, also has low testosterone levels. And if your levels are low, you're going to have an even harder time performing for even a few minutes at a time, okay? The sixth is Kegels or Kegels, however you pronounce it. I still haven't learned how to pronounce it. They're not only for women, they're for men as well. So if you're struggling with lasting in bed, you should start practicing Kegels, K-E-G-E-L-S. And they are often thought of as like a woman's exercise, but really they do apply to men. And the exercise basically balances out your pelvic floor, which has become unbalanced after years of your out of control compulsive porn use, but especially masturbation. So practicing Kegels every day for a few weeks is definitely going to produce results. The seventh point I'd like to make is use a thicker condom, right? Now you're probably wondering, like, what are you talking about, bro? Why should I use a thicker condom, right? It's gonna make everything feel less sensitive. But trust me on this, you know, the increased sensitivity of thinner condoms is most likely too much for you to handle at the beginning. When you use a thicker condom, it decreases some of that sensitivity, which is going to help you last longer, okay? 8th point is, she doesn't have to orgasm every time. You know, some people would have you believe that a woman needs to come every single time you have sex. And while certain people hold this belief, it's not the reality. Most women aren't going to orgasm every time you have sex. It doesn't mean that the sex was bad if she wasn't able to orgasm, but the more you focus on it, the more it's going to stress you out and the worse you're going to perform. So let go of it. That's my advice. The 9th point I want to make follows up with the previous one, which is focusing only on a woman's orgasm is probably going to ruin whatever relationship you have with her, right? When your partner isn't able to orgasm and you start taking it personally, it's going to affect your behavior around her. You're going to start feeling even more insecure, right? That's the main thing that's really going to ruin the relationship, not your performance. So that's something to be aware of. I've seen many men go through that. And the final point I'd like to make is, here's the reality. Most women don't think it's as big of a deal as people make it out to be, right? Society makes this a big joke. They make a big joke out of premature ejaculation. But the truth is, lots of men struggle with this. Also with performance anxiety. It's something that experienced women actually understand. So they know that sex is not going to be great all the time. They know that men are not able to perform all the time. Most women don't think it's a big deal, and you shouldn't either. So making it a bigger deal than it needs to be is only gonna just cause you more stress. And of course, it's only going to make it more difficult to last longer. I know that you might find this hard to believe, especially if you're with a woman and you notice that she looks a little bit disappointed. But understand that when you're insecure about your performance, you're magnifying whatever your perception of her emotions are. Like, just because she seems a little bit disappointed doesn't mean that she doesn't want to have sex with you again. But if you act insecure after that, she's probably not going to want to see you again. Or if you're in a relationship, it's going to affect it. So again, you're going to get over this. We have videos where we talk about porn-induced erectile dysfunction. We also talk about it in our group and in our programs. And you're more than welcome to join us to learn more about dealing with this critical part of your reboot. Whenever you're ready, here are 4 ways that Porn Reboot can help you out for free. The first way is to subscribe to our channel and make sure you click on the notification bell to get a new video every other day. The second way is to get a copy of the free book, Confessions of a Porn Addict, 7 Secrets of Porn-Free Men. You'll learn about my personal struggle and the lessons I've learned over a decade, as well as strategies for putting together your porn reboot plan and ending your compulsive behavior with pornography or masturbation. So click on the link in the description below this video. The third way is, if you're not sure where to start, but you'd like to learn more about my team and I, if you'd like to spend time with like-minded professionals, entrepreneurs, business owners, guys who work in sales, consulting, or high-level jobs, men who are controlling their behavior, then join our free and confidential group, the Porn Reboot group on Facebook. There's also a link to join in the description below this video. And finally, if you need help right now because you have a burning issue, your behavior with pornography is hurting you mentally, you're about to lose your relationship, you want to live up to your potential, you want to be an authentic man and free yourself from shame, guilt, and underachieving, click on the link in the description below this video that says free coaching call, or visit elevatedrecovery.org and click on the link which says book a call.